We have an immigration crisis because of failures by both the Republican and Democratic parties. You know, the other crisis we're facing is reversing the Biden invasion and the other illegal aliens who, over the last few decades, have invaded America, millions upon millions. And as President Trump and his team have shut down the border and have engaged in unprecedented efforts to deport aliens who are unlawfully present here, illegal aliens, yes, they are illegal aliens, that's a term in law. They are faced with hostility from, what I call it is this nascent insurrection, this casual sedition by politicians, left-wing groups, and more than a few federal judges. And so you have these sanctuary city politicians or sanctuary state politicians that are inciting violence against ICE, inciting violence against law enforcement, inciting violence against the National Guard, and aiding and abetting illegal activity. Even if they weren't inciting violence, they'd be, in my view, subject to criminal investigation for aiding and abetting illegal aliens' presence here in the United States. So we have a number of lawsuits over that issue. Up in Illinois, we've got lawsuits in Arizona, and we just sued Boston's mayor for records of a pro-sanctuary press conference, and this is the kind of the ridiculous aspect of what she was doing. It featured a mariachi band. Talk about racial profiling and being racially patronizing. A mariachi band to talk while she's defending a sanctuary system in Boston. Are all illegal aliens from Mexico? I mean, it's so patronizing, it's just unbelievable. And the absurdity of the whole process, or the whole, you know, the lawless press conference, because she was advocating lawlessness, is shown here in this video. Let's play the video.
My name is Veronica Robles. Everybody roll in your eyes. So we're gonna get started with a very slow song, a beautiful song that is about a shepherd working in a field that is free for everyone and feeling welcome. It's about a shepherd, loving shepherd, empathic. So I hope you enjoy. It is called El Pastor. Ready? Hoo-hoo-ya. Everybody say hoo-hoo-ya. Hoo-hoo-ya. Early in the morning at the sunrise, everybody happy, out for a long journey of work, loving and caring. Va el pastor con su rebaño al despuntar la mañana, bajando por el sendero de la sierra a la pradera. Va musicando sus quejas con su flautín de carrizo, seguido por sus ovejas como si fuera un hechizo. Everybody, hoo-hoo-ya, hoo-hoo-ya.
Now, it seemed like the woman singing had a nice voice, and I don't criticize the musicianship of the band, but who on earth would bring a mariachi band in these circumstances is just beyond me. But more importantly, what was the subject of the press conference, which was lawlessness, which was insurrection-like advocacy against the federal government, the rule of law, your personal safety, and your right of and your expectation that the federal government protect you from a foreign invasion. Judicial Watch filed the lawsuit up in Suffolk County Superior Court, which is in Massachusetts, after the Wu administration failed to respond to a public records request for emails of Mayor Wu and her immediate staff about Attorney General Bondi's demands that Boston modify its sanctuary city policy and cooperate with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, as well as records related to the appearance of that mariachi band who was trotted out to patronize the supposed people who are being targeted by ICE. Just unbelievable. At the August event, Wu reportedly vowed to resist the Justice Department's efforts to secure cooperation from local governments with federal immigration enforcement. Now let me go see what she actually said here. That's what I'm curious about. So Wu's response specifically was, "Stop attacking our cities to hide your administration's failures." So when you enforce the rule of law, you're actually defending cities, you're defending citizens, you're defending lawfully present aliens, people who are here legally, and frankly, you're helping illegal aliens as well. Because when you're outside the law, you don't have the traditional protections, and you're more easily victimized. Many of them are trafficked to get there. So here you have the mayor of Boston defending human trafficking in effect, defending lawlessness in effect, defending all the crime associated with illegal aliens' presence here in the United States. And I want to know the details. You want to know the details of this lawlessness. And we have a right to know the details, Judicial Watch does, when we ask for these documents under law. And they basically gave us, again, the proverbial hand to the face when we asked for the records. And by the way, just in the last few months, they've arrested 1,500 illegals up in Massachusetts and in the Boston area. So it's a serious issue up in Massachusetts. Many of whom, hundreds of whom, were violent criminals. Mayor Wu staged a racist political spectacle instead of cooperating with federal law enforcement, even as dangerous criminal aliens are still at large in her city. Boston residents deserve to know why the mayor's office refuses transparency about this event and why their city hall is stonewalling lawful public records requests. So, you know, when you engage in lawlessness and to promote lawlessness, I guess I shouldn't be surprised when the lawlessness continues in terms of the cover-up and transparency. But, you know, and it's important we keep the pressure on for immigration enforcement, because I have a sneaking suspicion that there are more than a few politicians, mainly in the Republican Party, who are getting nervous because they're facing election headwinds next year. And I'm sure you're going to get weak-kneed politicians of both political parties. Again, it's not a partisan issue. We have an immigration crisis because of failures by both the Republican and Democratic parties. And Trump, relatively speaking, is a hero compared to what has come before when it came to immigration policy. I mean, he has shut down the border, detaining and throwing out of the country mass deportations, upwards of at least 1,000 a day. I don't know if they've reached those numbers, but it should be 3,000 plus a day in order to fully reverse the Biden invasion. But some Republicans are getting nervous about it because of the media pressure and the other public relations pressures. You see, Kristi Noem was before a congressional committee this week. The Democrats were completely unhinged. the leftists there. They wanted her to resign. She deserves a medal for helping Trump shut down the border. Now, I'm critical of the administration in some areas. I tell you, when it comes to the fact they just shut down the border has saved countless lives. Countless lives. Not only American lives and lawful residents here of the United States, but also countless lives and the safety of the illegal aliens and the children who were trafficked and sex trafficked as a result of our open borders. For that alone, Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, but he won't get it. So this is a big deal. You know, we're not going to ease up the pressure on behalf of the rule of law on immigration enforcement here at Judicial Watch. We're going to applaud agencies, as President Trump's agencies are doing, that are doing the right thing on immigration enforcement. We want more to be done, but what's been done thus far is just record-setting. But you can see there's a category of politician out there, left-leaning mostly, that support open borders, support criminality, and don't care about your public safety and don't care about the future of our constitutional republic. They want the invaders to win. And we're going to expose it as best we're able and educate the American people about this dire threat to the future of our country. Because we won't have a country if they win, if our borders become open again. We won't have a country. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.